Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Lobotomy Corporation. In the last episode, we did a lore reading for all the different abnormalities we had picked up while managing the central control team over the past 5 or 7 videos. It was great to read about their backgrounds. I was particularly interested in the Clouded Monk that knew WoW had quite a bit written for him. In any case, now we've got a little bit of lore and for them, I figured we would start in this episode by covering the basics of what make them dangerous or not, doing that summary that I like doing every 5 days, and then we'll go ahead and look at our toons and begin day 26, our first day working with the disciplinary department. Let's go ahead and get started. From that screen, by the way, I can hear Dreaming Current making Dreaming Current bubbly sounds, so it's always a little unnerving to me to watch the deployment screen load. Alright, everyone. So let's go ahead and start by looking at our Central Command Team's abnormalities and do a quick summary of what all these things are capable of doing. Der Freischutz. Fantastic to do work with him via justice or repression training. Gets angry if someone has a repression lower than rank 3 who works with him. When his Kupolov counter reaches 0, he will fire one of his bullets in a random direction. His bullets inflict about 80 points of black damage, it looked like, or 67, which is enough to kill anyone, basically, of tier 3 fortitude and any clerk that it so strikes. He's got fantastic EGO equipment, but is also tricky to use, as it's the only EGO weapon so far that has friendly fire associated with it, and it fires the entire length of the hallway, making the person who is wielding it fantastic at dealing with groups of enemies, but not so good at fighting with a group of our own other agents. The lady facing the wall. She does not escape. She is good to do low-level instinct work with, or repression work with a 55% chance for low-level repression and 55 all across the board with instinct work. Do not let the attachment work fool you. Working with her via attachment will lower her Kupolov counter. When her Kupolov counter reaches 0, she lowers the sanity points of everyone in the department by some amount. So far, she has not done this. I have not had her Kupolov counter lower than 1. She seems to be based on a Japanese horror-themed type character, like the girl from The Grudge or Ju-on. Scarecrow searching wisdom. Difficult to work with. To do so successfully, the employee must have a prudence level of 2 or lower, or no matter what the work was or what the result was, his Kupolov counter will lower and he will escape that containment unit. He seems to do okay work with a 45% chance of any work being done with him. I've basically resigned myself to keeping someone with low prudence to keep up working with him. His equipment is just okay. Nothing really fantastic, but nothing really that bad either. Theresa. An interesting tool abnormality that I don't quite understand. It supposedly increases or regenerates the sanity points of the person who is standing still and listening to it, as well as everyone in the department while it is being interacted with. But I have never seen it actually do this. It seems to be random when it decides to finally increase someone's sanity points, and I've never seen it increase someone's sanity points in the department at all. If someone is interacting with that tool for more than 20 seconds, there is a chance that their sanity will be instantly drained to 0, and that person will then perform whatever their insanity behavior is. Basically, not really worth using it. Clouded Monk. Our second abnormality that cares about other things going wrong in our laboratory, besides just working with it specifically. As people begin dying, his Kupolov counter lowers to 0. He's the first WoW that we actually also fought so far. He is not too difficult to fight. He has a close-range melee attack. He does about 23 points of damage, it looks like, with a swing. So he's no slouch for damage, but we've got people with good red resistance gear on them. However, he has what looks like an insta-kill move, or if it's not insta-kill, it does heavy amounts of red damage. I think Chris Patai mentioned it does like 250 red damage or something to that effect. So you might be able to survive it with a high-level person wearing really great, amazing red resistance armor. He will open his mouth, he will roar this horrible-sounding crawl, and then eat someone, effectively. He has his mouth opening in odd-looking, abnormally large amount to do so. And I've been told he charges forward until he hits someone when he does it. It might be prudent for us to tank him off to the side. His armor is just okay. It's decent for a WoW with good red resistance, but I don't like seeing that weak white resistance, but it's okay. His weapon looks very odd to me. It doesn't look very good, but we're still going to give it a try when we unlock it because it is a WoW weapon. And perhaps it has some special other feature that it does, or a special attack, similar to the Discord weapons that we have. Funeral of Dead Butterflies. Likes doing repression work, which is fantastic for us. Also, I just realized he does pretty decent at insight work as well. You have to have someone very specific train with him, though. You must have a repression of greater than 2, so 3 or higher, and an instinct of 3 or lower, or his Quipolov counter lowers. I think there was another thing. If someone is in Justice is level 2 or lower, we just satisfied. We just said this. His Quipolov counter lowers once again if your Justice stat is 2 or lower, or Instinct is 4 or higher. And if the work is bad. But he's pretty decent to work with otherwise, and he's not that difficult to put back in his containment unit. For that matter, neither was Scarecrow's Searching Wisdom. They don't look like they have... Well, Scarecrow doesn't have any AoE attacks. And while Funeral does, it's white damage, and it only does a tiny bit. Looks like 3 or 4 points every few seconds, or 1 or 2 seconds. And we can handle that with high-level people, no problem. I have, by the way, looked up his weapons. And one of his weapons does white damage. The other weapon does black damage. So it does indeed inflict 2 different types of damage depending upon which gun you are currently firing. Letitia. She is great for attachment work, but you have to be careful when you work with her. If you have a normal work result working with her, she will give that person a gift. If you then assign that person to do work with another abnormality, the length of the distance traveled between where that person is and, or rather, I'm sorry, the distance between where Letitia is located and where that abnormality is located, if the employee walks about half the distance to that containment unit, the gift will activate, killing that employee immediately and spawning an HE level monster, which looks like a giant like Daddy Longlegs spider with its body comprised of hundreds of eyes. Very creepy looking. It also, when it springs out of the body and kills a person, it makes a rather funny sound, like whee! Or something like that, which I really would not have expected it to make. Otherwise, she herself doesn't escape, so she's pretty safe to work with. Backwards clock. One of I think the 2 useful tools we've seen so far here in Lobotomy Corporation. You have to wind it up in advance 4 times, and then at the 5th time you activate it, depending upon who activate it, one of 2 things occurs. Number 1, if the person is level 4 or lower, that person lives, and everyone else in the entire facility either goes insane or dies. If the person is level 5 who activates it after it has been wound 4 times, then that person who is level 5 is destroyed, or sucked into the past, or into a different dimension along with the device. And then every escaped abnormality, with a few exceptions, every ordeal which is currently present, with a few exceptions, and every hostile entity is considered repressed or destroyed. It's a very useful tool if you are willing to sacrifice a level 5 employee to re-get control of the situation, depending upon, of course, what it is you are fighting. You can only use this tool once per day, as the tool disappears after it has been activated. Alright, and that is it for the summary, everyone. Let me quickly save this off, and then I'll talk about why my people are now in the places that you see. Alright, everyone. Let me quickly talk now about why certain people are in these different departments. it was my belief that it was probably very efficient and effective to assign people to work with different departments based on the abnormalities that were working there, or originally at least. So if I had low-level people, they were assigned to the control team to work with the Zions, and level 2 or 3 people were in the information team, levels 2 through 4 were in the training team, and then after that, I didn't particularly care as long as they were kind of near the abnormality that I wanted them working with. As we moved on to like day 13 or 14, I began realizing that this is probably wrong, and I should be trying to utilize the department functions for each team to assign people to different work. But I still had everyone in the control team being like the level 1s, because everything over there was so low level, and I didn't really want to cut the recording just to move people around, but I began doing that anyway. I am now pretty used to cutting the recording to getting people to go to where I want them to go to do the work I want them to do. However, I am thinking that that takes too much time, and something that I have been worried about going forward is that I've got an hour of playing this game before I begin having the game stutter on me. I am no longer going to cut the recording to move people into these different regenerator rooms based on around the abnormalities that I plan on having them work with. I'll just assign them directly from now on through the selection screen when I choose that abnormality. So that will let us, it will take a little longer for the employees to get there, depending upon where they're assigned. But overall, I think this will be an improvement, both in terms of the amount of nothing that's going on in my department, and thus the faster I get to where the game gets choppy, and because it'll make it a little quicker for me to do these assignments. I won't have to cut the recording, assign everyone to everywhere, make sure they all get there, and then begin the recording again. I'm also now assigning people to these departments based around what the department functions do in particular or specifically. So I'm going to cover why we see certain people in certain areas. The information team is going to have everyone who is the lowest level or new hires, or people who I really need to make sure are successful when they do the work they're doing with a certain abnormality for that day. The information team's department function allows all these people here to have increased temperance levels, which increases the success chance they work with those abnormalities and how fast they work with them. Very useful for people who are trying to level up their stats. I might assign a high-level person here later if we get a very particularly dangerous Alph or a WoW that needs to be worked with successfully, and I really need that person to have that increased temperance. The training team has people assigned to it who are higher level than the information team, and this department function increases the rate at which their stats increase. I think this also improves their combat stats. The people over here they're high enough level now where they can contribute to battles if they break out. Low-level battles, not probably against a Dusk, for example, but otherwise they can. And when they work with the abnormalities, I'm not too worried about them failing it. So they're here to benefit from what I'm going to be hoping is a successful work with those abnormalities, and or fighting lower-level ordeals or abnormalities which escape. The safety team has everyone in it who are trying to make up for having been given the Crumbling Armors buff or Yang's EGO gift, or both in the cases of Dia and Chris Patai. When over here, you get increased hit points the longer that you've worked over here for. And so Dia and Chris Patai, instead of losing 35 and 33 hit points, they're only losing 25 and 23. And Haisul, instead of losing 20 hit points, is only down 10. So they can survive maybe like one extra hit for being over here in the safety team when I assign them to combat. The Central Command team? Well, I don't really know what I should be who else should be in here at the moment, so it's everyone who doesn't fit these other departments. So we have Windwater, Jason Hawk, Destruction 42K, and Tillman. They're all high-level people. They're all mostly good at combat. Destruction, we're going to be working, I think, on your Justice today. And they're over here to work on perhaps a few abnormalities or just suppress things down. The control team is comprised of everyone who has a ranged white weapon, and who I really want I want to be able to call on these people quickly and have them move into position as fast as possible to help recover the sanity of people who have lost it. Ranged weapons seem to be much more useful at getting people's sanity restored, because I don't have to chase them all over the facility. And the increased speed that the control team grants them will be really helpful in that regard. At least I think so. And finally, the disciplinary team. I looked up what this function was because I don't really understand what this says. But what it is it increases the attack speed of all the agents that are assigned here. Higher for the longer they work here for, obviously. So everyone over here is wielding weapons that I really want them using quickly. And Adorkable, you are now in charge of the disciplinary team. I like to think that you are finally tired of being told what to do all the time and seeing all this horrible stuff happen. And so you're taking matters into your own hands to try now to bring some discipline to these stupid abnormalities that have been giving everyone so much trouble. And finally, I think before we get started, I can't remember if I actually showed this, but this is indeed a Teth. From everything I have looked at, glancing at this abnormality that we picked up. Oh, last time. And one more thing, everyone, before I create the Letitia armor assigned to someone, then we look at our toons. So, my facility has no Alephs in it at this moment. I originally was terrified of getting an Alef, because I know they're going to be the most difficult thing to manage, and we're at the greatest risk of losing someone to an Alef. But we've now officially retried our very first day based on the results of going bad of a day, and so I know we can just retry a day if things go really bad. But more importantly than that, we need Alefs in our facility because we need the equipment that they grant us. Only now or a few episodes ago, have I really begun to understand how important it is to have good armor and weaponry. And the best armor and weaponry comes from the Alephs, and we don't have any in our facility at the moment. I am very glad we didn't take one here, because if I have to go back to a memory repository day, we will go back to this day where we picked up this Teth, whatever this is. But otherwise, I'm going to go out of my way to select the Alephs when they get shown for us in the containment boxes that are displayed after successfully completing a workday. I will only do this, which is to say go and look up to see which one, if any, is an Alef, until we get 3 Alephs in our facility. And I might not choose 3 Alephs in a row, but if we get like 2 in a row, I probably will take 2 in a row. And I won't care what they are. I probably should, but I won't, because I need the equipment that they offer. So there we go. Alright, so with all that said, everyone, I'm now going to... Let's make some armor for Letitia. I'll get that assigned. I'll begin management, quit the game. We'll be back. We'll look at all our toons. And then we'll begin the day 26. So give me a few seconds, everyone. Alright, everyone. Day 26. Let's go. We've got Admiral Fang now here in the control team. Robber Baron. Again, everyone here has ranged white weaponry is the plan. I'm, of course, here because I'm still using the crossbow. And JZ. All the best ranged weaponry I've got that deal white damage. Alexander, we've got you with the sledgehammer and helmet hair, and I think also Alex Home have pistols, but you guys are not supposed to see combat. David C is the only one who may contribute to a fight at the moment. And over here in the training team, these are people who are leveling rather well, and now I want their stats increasing more quickly. Most of these people are probably going to be working with abnormalities in the central command team as well. And of course, everyone in the safety teams over here because they've got practically max justice and have the crumbling armor gift, in addition to the EGO gift given by Yin. We've got Jason Hawk wielding those two pistols, and Windwater with the Naginata. Tillman and I like to say home. Oh, sorry, Destruction 42K. Oh, Destruction 42K, we need... I don't want you using that weapon. The damage is okay, but it's a Teth weapon. We should, yeah, we really should be having you use Harvest or Christmas. Both are better choices. So we'll give Harvest a try with you. Like that say nay, you, Bruno, and the Dorkable are over here because I think the disciplinary team gives a bonus to the weapon's attack speed the longer that you're over there for. Alright, and that's all my people. So now I'll be back to start the day. Once I cut this? Alright, yep, cut. And now we're set to go. Yep, we've got another 51 minutes to get through day 26. Let's get started. Alright, what's the first thing I'm doing? Oh, we're going to look at the new abnormality we picked up. And it's a really creepy looking daddy long legs like creature with a heart on it. Lots of hearts on it. So I'm assuming, because I see hearts, that it's probably attachment work we want to do with it. Attachment or instinct. And I'm going to go ahead and find all my people and get them into their different combat groups again. And I guess we'll do this on screen. Oh, I'm supposed to have printed out the comments on the last video, and I totally did not do that. So let me actually pull that up and try desperately not to let it play on the background while I'm doing boring work here. Let's see. So I want details. Let's look at my comments. Alright, and I've got only 2 comments at the moment on part 24. So, Lennon the Binny Soul Hacker has asked, will I play Undertale Deltarune? No, I'm not really in... Undertale doesn't look like my type of game, to be honest. I've seen it's gotten amazing reviews, but I've played a few games that have had amazing reviews, and I haven't liked them very much. And so I'll just skip Undertale. I'm already familiar with some of what actually goes on in that game, and I'll pass on it. And I don't know what Deltarune is, but it wasn't on in my queue at the moment. I've got so many other games to get through. We still have to play Tides of Numenera and Sacrifice. So those are next on the list once I'm done with a few of the games that are currently being uploaded to my channel. Destruction 42K has said, I saw when you made the Lost Day video that you had Half-Life Black Mesa mod LP planned. Why did you choose to make this and the other Half-Life LPs a few years back without commentary? I much prefer to hear your thoughts on those games. Okay, well, Destruction 42K, first off, the Black Mesa Half-Life mod, so it was voiceless. Like, I had begun recording it earlier this year, but my intention was to watch me play it, just like I'm doing now, and record what might have been going through my mind watching it with you guys afterwards. But I didn't keep it, because as you might know, earlier on, when I was recording a few games this year for my channel, I had reduced the quality of the video recording after the editing was done through Virtual Dub. If you go and watch my earlier Underrail videos from Decker, they're pretty awful looking, if I'm being honest. Like, you can see what's going on, but it's not very pretty. And once I discovered that that was because of something I did, I realized that a few of the other games I was recording also were going to fall into that category of I had recorded it, but it looks awful. And so I just deleted all the Half-Life Black Mesa mod. I do intend to play through it again, but I will play through it without speaking, and then I'll just talk over it like I'm doing now afterwards. So you'll still hear me speaking for that game. For the other Half-Life games I played a few years back, I wasn't talking because the game's protagonist didn't talk in it, and I felt it would be more thematic not to speak. There are a few games I play where I don't talk very much. I'm currently playing through the Thief series again, and I'm doing very little speaking in them, because I feel that's more appropriate for those games. Destruction42K then says, honestly, there's personally nothing less attractive to me than smoking. Man, so I'm not a smoker. My father smokes a pipe. My brothers, I think Joe and Dave also smoke pipes. My brother Rob doesn't smoke at all. I think some of my family has smoked weed in the past. My father in particular has hit that quite often. But I haven't smoked. I have nothing against smokers myself. It's fine. It's a habit that some people have. I like the smell of some smokes. Cloves, for example, smell great. And some people vape. And I like the smell of that smoke. I myself have tobacco here for a pipe, but I'm not smoking. And I like the smell of it, but I'm not going to smoke it. I have nothing against smokers myself, but I've dated a girl who smoked. Her name was Dobrinka. She was from Bulgaria. She was amazingly beautiful. Oh my god. She was like a supermodel. I don't know what she saw in me. Actually, it's because I ignored her that she really took an interest in me. And she was pretty aggressive. And I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. But she smoked. And god, oh, I hated kissing her. Oh, it was awful. So man. Oh, that's awful, because all I would taste is the cigarettes. Oh, yeah, so I can understand that as well. I'm not against smokers. I would prefer to date someone who's not smoking myself. For these lore vids, try to break up each abnormality into its own chapter with the YouTube feature. Oh, so it's kind of a lot of work to sit down and get each individual start and stop time. So I'm probably not going to do that, Destruction42K. I do that for these videos because I know there's some parts, like, probably some people don't want to watch the prep and get right into when I start the workday. So I don't mind doing that, and I've been doing that for my videos. But for the lore video, that was just all supposed to be lore. So I warn people that's what it is. I don't want to break it up for the different abnormalities. That's a lot more work, and I do all this for free. So I'm not going to do it. I'm so sorry. Alright, so let's go ahead now and talk about what's going on, now that I'm finally paying attention to the game that's playing in the background. So, as you've seen, I believe the first thing I did during the day was I started work on all the WoWs. The WoWs have a chance to give me the most PE boxes, and so I want to get work done with them first. I need to get used to the idea that it's the PE boxes to complete the day that is now the most important thing. It's no longer, it is equipment, but I'm going to focus on the new abnormalities to get equipment that I haven't unlocked yet, or the WoWs, like the Clouded Monk, that I still want equipment from. Otherwise, it's whoever can give me the most PE boxes I should be doing work with. Ooh, I'm probably checking with the sleigh to see if it drops its Kupolov counter one. Oh, okay, yep, I forgot to get the heart with Dia. There's no reason not to take that. Yay! Okay, of the Slay's Kupolov counter did not lower. Perfect. So, I have a big book here, everyone. Well, it's not a big book. It's a moleskin book. And, in it, I've got who has what stats, what abnormalities they're supposed to be working with today, and what type of work they do with those abnormalities. I have some papers written down here as well, which have all the different types of combat groups I currently have, and I'm thinking I need to probably rethink this after today's work had been completed. I'm still trying to get the different types of damage done. Like, different people are assigned to different types of work groups depending upon the type of damage that they deal. Ranged white damage is a part of one group. Red and white damage is a part of a second group. All the black or pale damage is part of a third group. Crispatai is part of his own group. because he's got that friendly fire rifle on him. But I'm beginning to think I need different types of groups tailored for the types of ordeals we encounter. Having a green noon requires a very specific type of group compared to a purple noon, for example. I want one person tanking because their attacks at close range are all AoE, red damage, for example. And it would be better for me not to have a bunch of people take a ton of damage and have just one person tank while I have a bunch of ranged weapons assisting and taking down that noon ordeal quickly. And or I need to pay attention to the battles and move people behind the green noon in order to stop. Oh god! Is he breaking out? He is! Okay, and this taught me something important. When the Kupaloth counter... when the Kupaloth meltdown reaches 0, it doesn't matter what the Kupaloth counter is on that abnormalities containment unit. They break out at that point. It doesn't lower by 1. Their escape procedure happens. So I'll need to keep that in mind going forward. And we might be able to use that to have a few abnormalities break out that we want to try fighting. Now this is just Funeral Dead Butterflies. He's not so tough. Although I can't move Admiral Fang behind him. You're not allowed to do that. So Admiral Fang has, and I'm not allowed to order her into that room. Thankfully, we've got the stats to deal with him kind of quickly. Excellent work, team. You know, knowing the lore for him now, I feel really bad even destroying him. He represents all the clerks and agents in this entire facility who have lost their lives in the abnormalities here, whose bodies are buried or cremated or who knows what is done to them, and no one ever knows what happened to them here. Oh, okay, I'm setting... So, someone's going to work with Scarecrow, and I want myself going down there, because if that person goes insane, I want to make sure I'm there to do some white damage to try to get them... to try to stop them from going insane. And when you see me pausing like this, I'm looking down at my book. I'm like, okay, Muslim students, where are you working? And what are you working with? Oh, what type of work is that? Linen Soul Hacker. Looking very good, by the way, in that regret outfit. It matches your hair very well. Oh, yeah, regret's an okay suit of armor to work with. Is that Yang or Yin? That's Yang, right? Yin is the tool. Yang is the abnormality. I should probably... So, I think I'm going to talk about this, everyone, at the end of this video. For a little bit, but I'm thinking it might be good to get some practice in against Yin and Yang. And I can make that fight happen whenever I want by going and grabbing Yin and then running to the far corners of the facility and then trying to fight them and see how that fight works. I might do that off screen. Or I could do it on screen if you guys don't mind. But it would probably be just a video dedicated trying to understand those two WoW abnormalities. Because, oh god, I gotta suppress 2 at once. And that's gonna be tough. Admiral Fang is designed perfectly to work with Funeral Dead Butterflies without any issues. With 3 Justice and 3 Fortitude, she can work with him without him escaping. I was just a little too slow to get here, to get Admiral Fang down to that containment unit before the Kupaloth meltdown expired. And this day, by the way, shows me that what I was doing originally, getting everyone assigned to certain regenerator rooms, I still need to do that. So, I've already recorded the next day, or rather the next attempt at doing a day in the Lobotomy Corporation. And I will start doing that again. I'll cut the recording, move everyone to the regenerators to be close to the abnormalities I want them working with, and then we'll begin recording again. Right, okay, so here. So, This is a Teth abnormality, so it's my belief that it works better with lower level people than higher level people. The odds of being successful are in the lower virtue people. Just like Scorched Girl prefers working with someone who has a low level of fortitude or insight compared to a high level of it, even if they have a high level of temperance. So I'm going to want to put like Donna or Mujan Stultons or Zjed. Some low-level people should be working with that new abnormality. Oh, and we're one tick away from the Green Dawn. So I guess I'm just going to trigger it. The Green Dawn's not so difficult to handle. I think that little pause might have been me just remembering that, oh yeah, this is actually happening. Chris Matai is in a hallway all by himself with that ordeal, so that ordeal's dead. Heisel, these are a Green Dawn, so your cannon isn't going to be too useful there. But Dia should help you take it out. All it takes is like one of my level 5s or 4s to down a Green Dawn. They're not that difficult anymore for me to deal with. Nice! 1/3 of its life gone with one bullet. Well done. Dia? I should be clicking on the click on the abnormality, because that will ensure that my person goes there and fights it. I really like zooming in to watch the fight happen as well. It's so... I like the animations that occur, so I want to get more practice in. Wow, Chris, well done. You eliminated that one abnormality without any issues. Unfortunately, thanks to the weapon you're using, I don't really want you... Okay, we can take one shot. Oh god, careful, Dia's in that room. Yep, move him away. Dia can handle that creature all by herself. Yep, up we go. With another ordeal. Yep, Heisel, up you go. Come on, low-level people. We can send you up there to deal with that Green Dawn as well, that robot. Nice! We dealt with that one with our white ranged weaponry. That thing takes extra damage against them. Right, yeah, extra damage from white. Oh, good, nice, good job, guys down there too. Well done. And someone's still walking down there to work with that strange Daddy Longlegs. Destruction, I should put you up in a regenerator. Dia's slaughtering that. Well done, there's another one left, because we haven't seen the end text yet. I want to sorry, I don't want... Oh, okay, we're sending Alexander in to get a little experience. Good luck, Alexander. Yep, come on, guys. We should send you up here, too. Yep, everyone should hit up there to try to help kill this thing. Nice. And darn it, I meant to pay attention to it, and I didn't notice it. I wanted to see if we got 10% of our current energy or 10% of our max energy. I think it's 10% of our current energy, so I think we picked up like 38 energy. Yep, we gotta keep working with that Teth. I want to understand everything about it. It might have a decent weapon or armor, but to be fair, I don't want... How to describe this? So I think the Teth was a good choice for day 26, because if I go back through the memory repository, we will be back here with all of these workers, and that abnormality, minus any of the equipment that these workers have lost in the process. And I think having a Teth for day 26 is nice. I don't have to worry about this new thing escaping. And I probably won't care about its equipment either. But we really need more wows, or we need an alpha or two in our facility to get some even better equipment. I think we're going to need them going forward. I can't forget about these low-level people. We need their stats being increased. And I need to consider hiring even more people to begin doing some work in the facility. We're going to want an entire Lobotomy Corporation filled with level 4s and 5s in the future at some point. You'll note that I'm not doing anywhere near as much work with my Zions in the control team any longer. I don't really care about them. On one hand, they're easy to do work with. I don't have to really concern myself with losing anybody, assigning them to do work with those abnormalities. On the other hand, they give us so few PE boxes, and we have to concern ourselves now with the high levels of the Quipoloth meltdowns when they occur. And the ordeals can now go up to midnight ordeals. And we have not even fought a dusk ordeal yet. Heck, I still haven't seen what a green noon does. Just watching what Admiral Fang looks like when she's in there working. I kind of wish I could turn off that little bit of text there, so I could actually watch how much damage is being done to them via the meters, because it's not easy to tell. No one's working with lady facing the wall. Should we have someone else work with them? Actually, I should always be having someone work probably with most of the abnormalities who I don't have over 100 PE boxes with. Because if I do lose an employee who has that equipment, I will want to be able to repurchase it if I decide not to retry the day. So I'm looking at Heisel with that cannon. And it's occurring to me that that's a Teth weapon. We really got to give him a HE weapon instead. So I'm thinking we're going to be giving the Teth cannon to one of my lower level people. And giving Heisel one of the rifles we can earn from Letitia. Yep, we're not done with Scarecrow searching for wisdom. I think we need one more armor and one more rake from him. Yeah, you can probably handle that. You're wearing the lady facing the wall armor, Alexander, so you can handle that. If I'm sending someone in here, it's because I just want that person in this area, and I'm hoping to cancel that work. When the person when I can find that person on the screen somewhere. Okay, attachment work looks like it was the best thing to do with this creature. So we'll probably resign Donna and JZ to doing attachment work with it. I know JZ needs repression tint, but we don't know what the odds are of that will be. Send him in there to do temperance work. Why am I all the way up there? If I'm not doing any work for the day, I should be hanging out where people might go insane so I can shoot them in the face with my crossbow bolts. Yes! First of the 2 rifles unlocked. Clouded Monk had normal worked him. Check his Quipoloth counter. Someone should also turn backwards clock one more time. Donna can't do work with Funeral Dead Butterflies, Tim. She doesn't have the justice stat for that. Ooh, oh god! That's awful work being done there. I'm a little worried he's gonna escape. He's just a Teth. He's just a Teth. I thought Jason had a 60% chance to succeed here. Good god, horrible RNG. Uh-oh. Alright, that's a bad work result. So I'm thinking it's getting out. And we'll learn how it fights. I'm a little worried it might be like a Scorched Girl and be able to detonate itself and just do massive damage. But we can always retry the day. Thank goodness I heard that. And Robert Barrett's now just hanging around up there to help get the sanity back in case Alexander goes insane, working with Scarecrow. We need more justice for you, Destruction 42K. In you go. It's out! wasn't so bad. So it does a little bit of white damage around itself, it looked like, for that one type of attack. Or it hit everything in the hallway with it. It's not easy to do work with that Teth either. Only a 60% chance for attachment work with a low-level person. And we're not getting lucky when we're working with it either. But I'm gonna want all that information. Yeah, okay, that's me like... Did I assign you to do attachment work with this, JZ? I thought I did. Oh, 61% chance to do low-level repression work. Okay, yeah, we'll send in Donna to do that. Let's get the backwards clock fully wound up in case we need it today. Hopefully that will never be the case. I want you having some fortitude, apparently, Jason. Up there you go. Alright, we've got a bunch of rooms. Now a meltdown. Someone needs to work with the lady facing the wall. Someone needs to listen, yep, to Theresa very quickly. I think, yep, that's you, Lennon Soul Hacker, with Insight. I guess I can do work with one sins if it comes down to that. I would prefer a lower level person to do that. Ooh, someone needs to work with Black Swan. I can do that. Fortitude or Justice will work. Ooh, what the heck? What the heck is happening? Tim, assign yourself to do something. Come on. Okay, fine. Some Fortitude with Dreaming Currents, fine. Oh, or not. Okay, what's going on, Tim? What am I doing? Just pick an abnormality and do the work with it. A David C. Helmet hair. I'm looking at Void Dream and probably the armor of these people. Jason can do some work with Black Swan or Dreaming Current. Oh my god, Tim. Please make up your mind what you're doing. Alright, I'm going for hit points, apparently. And Jason's going to go for some more hit points. With my wows. We can't really send anyone in to work with the new abnormality because someone's in there already working with it. We have to wait till they leave in order to fix that. Void Dream still needs someone working with it. Robert Baron is already doing work with something else. Just grab one of the people in there. Oh, all their armor, Tim, isn't designed for black damage is what's going on. Master Survival will survive Void Dream. Oh, nope, she's working with something else. Okay, then you can't send her in there. I'm looking at the increased black damage, and I'm worried that my people won't be able to successfully work with Void Dream, I guess. But 48.47 with Temperance level 3 with Void Dream, that should be fine. Okay, fine. I'm just going to work with one sins. We still need someone within Void Dream. We don't want Void Dream breaking out. Windwater does not have Crumbling Armor's buff. Send him in to do some instinct work. That's fine. That's fine. Adorkable. Yep. Now we have a fully charged backwards clock. Robert Baron's... What's Robert Baron doing? Oh, I think he was working... She was working with Theresa. Now she's done. We still need hit points with them. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I did some time ago. When you have a meltdown occurring on a containment unit, when you send someone in to work with it, you don't get any ticks towards the next ordeal. I think I like the meltdowns because they're free energy for the day. And we're getting like 8 or 10 containment units that have them. That's a free 10 containment units worth of energy being completed. And we're finishing these days before the noons even show up thanks to this. We're going to get some more experience, or rather some more stat increases for my people in the info team. David C. should survive Rodella of the Sleigh. 48 sanity, but he's wearing the Christmas armor. He should be okay in there. the guidelines. When the work result was normal, the Kupolov counter lowered with a normal probability. So probably like a 50% chance it lowers. Sure, Donna. We'll send you in for some repression. Looking around, I guess, to make sure. Someone, by the way, lady facing the wall, Tim, is almost out. Okay, Master Survival, though, is also almost there. And I am done with Black Swan. Even though I lost some sanity, I think it would have... Okay, nope. Never mind. I thought I was gonna stand outside that hallway in case, whatchamacallit went insane from Medulla of the Sleigh, but I guess I don't care. This abnormality is so difficult to work with. We're getting like less than 50%, or just barely 50% working with it. Hey, we're done! Perfect, we got all the energy we needed. Now, I would like to fully understand this abnormality. When the work result was bad, it lowered with a high probability. When employee Yum Yum panicked during work, the Kupoloth counter lowered. I would like to fully understand that abnormality, and I would also like some more PE boxes with Clouded Monk and Letitia. Oh, what? Oh, that new abnormality broke out again. Okay, no problem. We got people right there to deal with it. Although, this means that Black Swan's Kupoloth counter is probably a little lower. Okay, it also, so it looks like white AoE damage, and it has a black melee attack. It's no match for 3 of my level 5 people. I really want that staff, because it's my belief that it probably has some sort of special attack, because the stat line for it looks awful. A WoW red medium fast weapon, or normal weapon, which is okay, but it only does 3 to 4 damage? That's not good. There must be something special about it, so I'm going to try to unlock that next. And we'll see how it works in the next video. Assuming that we don't retry this day, of course, because it looks like we're going to be getting a green noon. I'm probably going to work through it and get more practice with the noons today. I saw the minus 3 hit points on my character and was wondering what was causing it. I'm sending Dia in to increase her justice stat a little more. By the way, Tim, you better be careful that you don't accidentally send one of these people in to do work when they have the Crumbling Armors buff. I really wish the Crumbling Armors buff would fade after like a week or 5 days. I hate having to remember that. Who is it, actually? It's Dia, Crispatai, and Hysul all have that buff. I have been thinking about giving it to someone else as well. We need more work done, Tim. You don't have the PE boxes yet for that one to unlock it, even its name yet. Letitia needs more work, so we can get the second rifle. Cloud Monk has the overload on it. We don't want to work with him at the moment. Oh, okay, we're okay. Yep, I just saw that as well. We're about to hit the green noon. So I want to trigger it, which means I'm going to want to get everyone into combat positions. So I think everyone's going back to their own... Yep, we're recalling everyone back to their departments. And then we'll prepare for the green noon. This might take a bit, too. Sorry, everyone. Yep, as I don't talk. So the green noon can appear anywhere, I think, right when they show up. Only I don't think they can show up in a regenerator room. But they can show up in elevators or hallways. I think. They might be able to just appear right in a regenerator as well. I do wish the game would show you where they're going to show up, rather than just magically teleport them right into the middle of any place it so desires. But there's a lot of things for the game I would have programmed a little differently. It's still a fun game, though, despite some of the control problems. Yep. Armor is generally more important to me than the weaponry is. Because generally the armor will always be put to use, but the weaponry is not, which is actually quite different for most of the RTSs I've played. Most of the time, weaponry is used, not armor, because you want everything firing or swinging weapons and taking damage. But in this game, your workers are always taking damage when they go, or can always be taking damage when they walk in to work with an abnormality. So the armor is more important to help keep them alive. And many, it looks like, of the ordeals deal AoE damage. So having everyone with decent armor also is very handy. Alright, guys. Someone's... Oh, okay. Some of my lower level people should not be in the fight. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to separate... I'm like, okay, Master Survival, you and David C shouldn't be fighting. You don't have much hit points. Your armor isn't that... Your armor might be okay, but your hit points are too low. Or your hit points are okay, but your armor is awful for the Green Noon. I think I'm going to send one of those people in to work with Fairy Festival. Yep, and the other one with One Sins, and then we'll start this event. I really need to pay attention to One Sins. Someone who gets the Crown of Thorns should probably go in to work with him. When we get an ordeal starting, so I can have that person work with One Sins to hopefully get the great work result and increase our sanity across the entire corporation. They should be able to handle that fight. I completely missed the one in the elevator right next to them. Good God, we got so many of them. 1, 2, it's one per department. And there's two. The central command team counts as 2 departments. Right, so we have 1. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Tim, what on earth are you doing with the team to the... Oh my God, Tim, please send... Yes, that group should be... Oh, that group is moving out to fight one of them somewhere. Oh, Chris, I don't know where to send you. Yeah, you should go there, but I don't know if you can sucker that one abnormality. I want you having some distance. Darn it, that one sat down to recharge. Alright, we're fighting. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! I think that group will be okay. Oh, Robber Baron walked into the room with... Oh, I guess we're fighting that one with my white range team. What's going on, Tim? Yeah, kill it. Just keep them there. Oh, I'm checking their hit points, because I don't have an easy way to do this, because they're all clumped onto... Oh, Lennon Soul Hackers have taken about 1/3 of his life, or her life. Lennon, okay, let's get you away. Actually, I should be using the bullets. I should be using the bullets, and I forgot all about the bullets. That would have been really handy, Tim, to have a shield on everyone so that they didn't take any damage, and I've forgotten all about that. Oh God, Robber Baron's lost half her hit points. It doesn't work that way. Robber Baron's not going to run in that direction. Robber Baron's going to stay in that room and continue to suppress it. So I need to select Robber Baron and then assign her to work with an abnormality to force her out of that room. Oh, okay. Or I'm wrong. Oh, guys, you're all low level. We got... Yep. Get out of there. What the heck? Oh, and of course then he sits down. And I'm not using bullets because I forgot they existed. No, please don't send them in that room, Tim. What are you doing? Okay, well, we're in here now. Good luck, guys. See, we have a lot of white damage there, so that might work. And we do heal in this room. Nice, well done. Well done using the right range team to down that one ordeal. There's so many other ones, though, still walking around causing chaos. Oh, and I just saw Clouded Monk. Yeah, I noticed Clouded Monk's 0 Quilploth counter. Yeah, so we're going to get the first trumpet as well now. I don't want to deal with Clouded Monk at the moment. I want to deal with the ordeals first. It's going to be a fun day, though, now. We just killed that one, but now we have first trumpet. Clouded Monk is escaped. The trumpets, by the way, they occur when a certain level of danger has happened. This is caused as employees die, as clients or agents, clerks or agents die, it goes up. When ordeals appear, it goes up. When abnormalities escape, it goes up. And it goes up more depending upon the type of abnormality which has escaped. And so we've reached danger level 1. Things are beginning to get a little chaotic, which is why the music is now playing like this. Nice, good, got another one destroyed. Now, we could finish the workday. We would just take a 5-point LOB penalty for ending at the moment. But I want to get, I don't want the LOB penalty. We're gonna stick it out. Oh, but Dream of a Black Swan is down to 1 Quilploth counter. So now I'm checking. Okay, we haven't had a bad work result. And the other thing that will lower it would be forceful reduction. 5 people lost their minds, 5 people died, 3 abnormalities escaped, normal work result. So we're not doing any more work with Dreams of a Black Swan because I don't want him getting out. We still don't know what happens when Black Swan decides to escape. I don't believe it's a... While it says unescaping entity, I know something bad happens when he escapes. It has to. The game's a real jerk like that. Now the good news also about Clouded Monk is Clouded Monk's got to climb all the way up to the center of the command team. Tim, what are you doing? Where's Chris Patai? I really want to use Chris Patai to help tank one of these. Kill one of them all by his lonesome. But I can't seem to get these ordeals in a hallway that he's close to. I'm hoping Clouded Monk also decides to fight some of these abnormalities. Yep, get some distance from Robber Baron. Let's go, White Range! We can kill that guy without probably any issues. Good work. Yep, go back up and heal. No reason why we can't sneak in some more work as well. You know, both those ordeals are on the same hallway there. I probably should have hired their Freischütz to shoot a black bullet at both of them and get some practice doing that. It also, I think, would have struck... Oh, it would have killed a clerk, and it would, I think, have struck Clouded Monk on the way from the left to the right. That's a nice, super long hallway for Chris to tank in. So we'll probably have him try that. And we're heading over here to deal with Clouded Monk. I want to tank him near a hallway. Oh God! He's entering his special move now. Stop. What's happening? Okay, I'm going to Chris for some reason. I don't see the ordeals. Oh, now I do. One's at the lowest floor, one's on the second floor. Tim, you should be checking what Clouded Monk is doing, by the way. This is a distraction. Clouded Monk entered this room. Okay, yep, let's suppress them. Nice! Oh, yes, I used the bullets. Thank God I remembered. And you should be checking Clouded Monk, Tim. That's a lot more important than what Chris is doing. Looks like my entire fist full of people does about 50 damage per second. Checking their hit points. Everyone's okay. I just saw someone take some damage. Everyone gets shielded again. He's doing a special move. Everyone gets out. Oh, Clerk, if you run into that little elevator room, you're so dead. Yeah, Chris, take that thing out. Good work. God, what a horrible screech. Nice. He didn't kill anybody. Well, now he'll kill that Clerk. Or he won't. Okay, that's fine. This is exactly what I want to do with him. When one person holds the aggro on one side of him, while all my other melee is on the other side, just beating him down. I need to get used to doing that with for all the battles that I'm doing. When I have multiple meleeers engaged with whatever it is. We've got at least one of these ordeals left. I'm probably going to sneak in some more work for the day. We haven't lost anybody yet. Like, well, we lost lots of people. We haven't, but clerks don't count. As long as you don't accidentally send Chris Bataille to the same hallway where one of these ordeals are, Tim, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, this group can take out that robot without any trouble, Tim. He is a little hurt, but generally is okay. So, what's probably going through my mind here is that I'm under the impression that at some point, we're probably going to need to worry about working with abnormalities as awful things are happening in other parts of the corporation. And so I'm beginning to try to get used to that idea. A Dorkable, we could use a... That's pretty good. We could use a little more PE boxes with Clouded Monk. And he's not that dangerous as a WoW, as long as I'm prepared for him. And this is good to know. This hallway is so long that Chris Bataille needs to move up a little bit more before he shoots at this, or it just keeps moving out of his range. There's another left somewhere. Where is it? Oh, look, there it is. I thought, actually, the one in the central command team was the last one left. It's going to take them a while to get up there, but we'll head up there. Don't send Chris up there. Yeah, I'll be fine up here, though I should stay on the left-hand side of this hallway. Or not. Oh, we're in between the rooms. No battling happens there. Okay, this is great. This is what I need to practice more of. Trying to maneuver individual people around so I don't take large amounts of damage. That Christmas weapon and that crossbow are really nice against that. Well done. Alright, nice. That's all for the ordeals. Or not all the ordeals, but that one. I'm looking at the Dusk ordeal now, wondering if I should maybe try it. I should probably at least try to send someone to do more work with that new abnormality and at least get its name. if I decide to end this workday early. Yes! Monk staff acquired. Yes! The other Letitia rifle acquired. Yeah, I could send Destruction 42K in for some attachment work. Sure. I mean, lower level people would be better. They have more to gain, but whatever. If I just want the PE boxes, anyone can go in there and do it. I think I might trigger the next meltdown. Handle it, and then we're done. Maybe. I see I've got another 2 minutes and some odd seconds until we're done with this part of the video. But overall, not bad. Day 26 went rather well, all things considered. We didn't lose, and the most important thing is, we didn't lose any agents. We also handled the Green Noon pretty poorly, if I'm being honest. We lost so many clerks today. But that's what the Green Noon is supposed to do. Why am I looking at you, Alexander? I'm probably asking myself, do I want to trigger the meltdown? And I guess I'm going to do that. Oh, okay, or I'm not going to do it. Okay, yeah, 13 meltdowns. I'm circling that. I'm like, I think we're done. I think we're done. Do I have enough PE boxes to at least get its name? Yes, I do. Fragment of the Universe. A Teth with 12 PE boxes. And an okay weapon. A fast, medium-range black Teth weapon. The armor, though, is just okay. It's not that great. But overall, I think that's pretty good, everyone. Alright, I've only got 1 minute until I end this video. I don't think anything really awful happens. I'm probably looking around to see, is there any other PE boxes I can do? Okay, nope, we're done. We're done? What's going on here? Am I gonna... No, I should be done, Tim. Just, you're done. And we only had one promoted employee. Who was it that got promoted? It was... I mean, I see stats being increased for quite a few people, but I don't really see a promotion. And I still don't see a promotion. Who was it? Oh, there we go. Helmet Hair. Congratulations on reaching level 3, sir. Alright, everyone. And that does it for us. Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you all in a few seconds as we wrap up this day. Hey everyone! Oh, that was super awkward. I meant to hit record when we loaded it into the screen, and instead I went and read aloud all the text on the containment units. So let's do that again, and then I can tell you that none of these are Alephs abnormalities. So let's begin looking at them. Its memories began with a warm hug. The snow was steadily melting, perhaps because spring is coming, or it might be the palace collapsing. A month later, we came to this conclusion. There was no such beast in the forest. So, I wrote down a bunch of the quotes that the Alephs have here. The color of the human heart, let us meet again as stars. If a flaw in the system disables, I do hope you all put on the gas masks, and the many shall cry out as one. The smiling faces are unfamiliar, from break and ruin the most, and then rise my servants are the quotes I've got. And none of these are any of those. So, unfortunately, well, we're still not going to get any equipment the next day from any Alephs. Well, what's interesting is I would have thought this one was the Cowardly Lion. Or perhaps, like, well, actually, or a wolf of some sort. But it's an O abnormality here, not an F. So I don't think it's fantasy themed. So I'm going to go with one of these two. And I have chosen quite a few abnormalities that have, like, an odd beginning like this, with being very abstract. But oh, I guess this one's the same thing. So this is another fantasy abnormality. This would be, what, our third, I think? Second or third. I had wanted to get another member of the Wizard of Oz, but maybe there is no other Wizard of Oz abnormalities. The snow is steadily melting. The only thing I can think of this being would be from Narnia. From the White Queen? The Snow Queen? What was her name? I forget the evil witch's name in the first Narnia book. Well, it's been an age since I've read that book. But maybe this is her. So why don't we go ahead and pick this? I'm imagining she's going to be at least an HE, if not a WoW in difficulty. In our world, the mind has lost everything. Its weight, its significance. Now, it is nothing. Everything advances, but the human mind is simply too slow and placid to catch up. All that remains are the 26 singularities and those who are tied to them. Okay, so there's 26 different super technological advances that different, or maybe the same companies, or some combination thereof possess, and probably very closely guard to make sure no one else can learn their secrets. Humankind had deserted its former beliefs. It now has little respect for the various pillars that had supported us. Who's us, Angela? I guess it's the corporation? Or you and the AI? Oh, perhaps that is the case. They once really wanted to branch out and develop technology as much as possible to improve mankind. And now I guess that's all shunned. Oh, she's frowning a bit. These days, no one ever dreams. Nobody ever earnestly believes in something or wishes for anything. The belief once strong within a certain woman is now obsolete and worthless, abandoned like an old music box. Everything has gone quiet, as if nothing had happened in the first place. However, A couldn't stand that despicable silence. So what do you think happened to him? He was killed. I'm pretty sure he was killed. Oh, I wonder if they made an AI out of him. And maybe we represent that AI. All the other AIs have been versions of A which have not failed to solve whatever Angela is looking to solve. Nothing says she has to be completely obedient to whatever A wanted. She might have her own desires. And maybe she's using the power and passion that A put into designing her to try to see if she can solve a different problem of her own. Like becoming a real girl! Which I really think she still wants to do. On a bright sunny day with a clear sky, he died. Yeah, I thought that would be the case. Did he take his own life, or did he have a heart attack? I was both the first witness of his death and one of the culprits in his murder. Okay! How about that? Interesting. Why did you kill him, Angela? However, A has always existed here, watching you ever since you stepped inside. He was made into an AI. Okay. I wonder now if we are A. Sometimes the Sephiroth would ask me this. Why do we need to bear this pain? A machine should only exist as a tool for its specified work. Why do we have to know the cold agony of loss, the insidious poison of obsession, the soft light of wishing, the unbearable pain of despair, then the hope to embrace it all with open arms? I thought I could answer anything, but not even I could answer that particular question. Well, it's what life is about. A machine must behave as a machine. But what if the machine can think like a human? That changes the parameters of what a machine must behave as. Then they must behave as a human? That phrase was something A told me often. Perhaps A, the one who would know better than anyone about this fact, made us like this because it's all a stage play. No, a puppet show for him. You seem to have no idea. Well, of course there's no way for you to know. Then why did you ask it of us, Angela? But now it is time for you to know the answer. It's something I've always done. First as a hope, second through agony, third in pain, fourth for anxiety, fifth out of distrust. Now nothing remains. Commencing memory synchronization. Oh, okay, and that ended that conversation, and now we're looking at Gabora. Hello, Gabora. I like your name. Huh? What? Who are you? The manager. Ah, you're the new manager? Sorry, you don't look anything like one. I like that little smile she has, that little smirk. The other departments may kiss your ass while you walk around with an air of arrogance as a manager. But here, that pompous attitude will knot itself into your noose. Well, seeing that you've at least made it here, I guess you won't be a complete deadweight. I'm Gabora, head of disciplinary. We're the best department when it comes to combat out of all the teams. We have no need for cowards. You want to know what kind of person I hate the most? Those crybabies who constantly whine about abnormalities or employees being pitiful things, how they don't want to see anything die. It's the exact same as a soldier refusing to kill in the heat of the battlefield. As long as you're not one of those annoyances, then we should get along just fine. Well, okay, of these two answers, I can kind of understand this. The people who work here, and I've had to make some pretty tough decisions as to who's doing what when all hell breaks loose. Like the end of this episode, for example. That went a lot worse than I thought it was going to go, but we didn't lose anyone in the end. I can understand people not wanting to fight, and I've sent people away on tactical retreat to keep them alive. But I can understand that she really hates people who flee and don't try to at least put up a fight and save what's going on here. But I think we'll say this, because some abnormalities can really be pitiful, like Dreaming Current or Scorched Girl. Even Forsaken Murderer. Their histories are pretty sad. Couldn't some abnormalities be pitiful? Do you really think that's possible? What do you think abnormalities are? Holy entities, poor defenseless creatures caged underground, precious beings that make energy for us. The third is actually true. The second is not, is half true. They are caged underground, but not necessarily defenseless, as we've seen. Some are holy, but most seem to be unholy, or the result of some experimentation. Totally wrong. They're none of that. Abnormalities can be damaged, but never destroyed. At the very least, they seem to feel pain. Let's make their unending lives as painful as possible. Mission: the purpose of pain. If you want to last longer than a single day here, you have to get used to suppressing those monsters we call abnormalities. Killing those things needs to be as easy as breathing for you. It helps if you make them suffer, too. I personally enjoy that part. Suppress 5 abnormalities of risk level HE or lower. Can we suppress the same abnormalities? Okay, so this is easy. We had this happen practically at last episode, right? We had... Alright, so hold on. So let's get back to the deployment screen. And we could take the welfare team and unlock that. But I'm a little worried that we'll begin adding even more ordeals for us. Like the number of ordeals goes up when they show up if I begin unlocking more teams. So I think we'll just unlock... Well, actually, Tim, wherever you unlock, this new abnormality is going there. And if I unlock the welfare team, that unlocks 3 additional spots. Now, stick it in the disciplinary team today as well, to start. I wonder if it will go on the upper section of this side or the lower section of this side. Oh, is Gabor going to ask us to suppress higher level abnormalities coming up? I wonder. Alright, so let's do a very quick wrap-up of day 26. So, it was a success. I did really poorly imagining those, the green ordeals. The green noon. It killed way too many employees. But that's what it's supposed to do. I should probably... I don't really want to throw groups into it. I think I need to reconsider how I do combat groups. I think I need to make the combat groups when I see what ordeal is showing up for the day in order to better deal with it. Because for that abnormality, I want someone on the front line tanking while I have a bunch of other people in the background firing. I can make like probably 3 groups to easily do that. Well, anyway, it was an okay day. We had Funeral of Dead Butterflies break out. We had Clouded Monk break out when the Green Noon event was going on. So this is what I thought was going to happen with Clouded Monk, in that the ordeals get really bad, and he gets out when the moment many agents die. That was something we absolutely totally noticed, or rather I noticed even early on when I saw what lowers his Quilpaloth counter. And that's why you see me going over to him and looking at him. The same thing with the Black Swan. In fact, they almost did whatever it is that they do. They almost did it. We had a 1 for the Quilpaloth counter. I was circling the things that I saw that happened. We must have had a normal work result. We had 5 more employees die. We had 5 more employees panic. We had 3 abnormalities escape. And then it would have been either having a bad work result with them, or having his Quilpaloth counter actually forced to be reduced, and then this would have broken out or done whatever it is he does when he escapes. So that was another reason I was kind of thinking during the Green Noon, like, can we just end it and I'll take a big LOB point loss? But in the end, I'm glad we didn't do that. I think I spent most of that episode improving my higher level people instead of working on my lower level people. Wow, and people here still need more work. A lot of it, actually, for my control team to raise them to level 5s for all their stats. Okay, well, anyway, it was a good day, and we almost discovered everything there was to know about the fragment of the universe. This is a really annoying abnormality, because I can't seem to get consistently 60% of the work results. I think I sent Master of Survival in here. Someone went in here with a 60% chance of success and only got 2 successes. I think that was the case, unless it was repression work we sent them in there for, but I'm pretty sure it said 60% chance of success when I sent them in there. That's awful. This is a Teth, so I'm not that interested in its weapon or armor, but we should still try to unlock all of this, just so that we have it in our EGO list in case we start all over from scratch, but I won't record it if we do that. Or if we go back into a memory repository, in which case we can at least have these pieces of gear. I don't have to worry about working with him again at that point. I guess everyone, what we're going to also do is this. I'm thinking if we don't get an Alph in the next 2 days, I think we reset back to a memory repository, which would bring me back to day 26, and I just try getting different abnormalities until we can get an Alph, because I really think we're probably going to need them going forward. I've also been tempted to practice some battles off-screen, or maybe on-screen. You guys can let me know what you think, because we can force... is this Yin or Yang? We can force... Yin. We can force Yin and Yang to show up whenever I want. I can just go and grab this tool and run it as far away from Yang as possible and let these break out. And then I can try fighting them and trying to understand how to battle like this abnormality if it ever escapes during the day. So that's not too difficult to do. And again, I've been tempted to do it just to get some more practice in. Let me know if you guys would like to watch that or not. It would probably be just me dying over and over again, or retrying over and over until I can figure out how to fight that thing. But it might be fun to watch, so anyway, let me know. And I'm babbling a whole lot. What else did we do? Actually, I'll stop here. So thank you guys for watching. It was fun. And in the next episode, it's an HE. Darn it, not even a WoW. Alright, well, we'll work with this new abnormality as well. Wow. This has a lot of material guidelines. 5 of them. Alright, well, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.